Welcome back into another episode of the Washington Excellent Podcast. As always, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to click that bell so you can get notified whenever I drop a video. So let's get into some fun fact today about you can become a citizen of Africa. Let's get into it. I will show you how, and then you can think about it and say if you'd like to be a citizen of Africa.
Citizenship to several African Americans and Afro-Caribbeans as part of the Country Beyond the Return initiative to attract resettlement.
And this is strictly for black people.
In 2019, Ghana successfully hosted the Year of Return with raft of activities at home and abroad to encourage the descendants of those who were forcibly sent into slavery to return home to Africa. Ghana has become a repatriation hotspot for many Black Americans over the last few years.
It's very developed. I can do some research.
The many castles and forts which were used in the slave trade. Ghana was used as the slave trade hub during the transatlantic slave trade.
Listen to this part.
The Portuguese built the first permanent slave trading post to Elmina on the Gold Coast, now Ghana. This eventually passed through Dutch and English hands, and by the 18th century was handling 30,000 slaves each year.
Hear that?
According to documented history between 1650 and 1900, 10.2 million enslaved Africans arrived in the Americas from the 8 regions in Africa used for the slave trade. About 80% of the Africans who were enslaved and transported in the transatlantic slave trade went through the many castles and forts which can be found in Ghana.
Stick up in. Did you hear that astounding number of slaves passed through just one country in Africa, which is Ghana, the port of Ghana? And that was in that the Portuguese captured that port in the 16th century actually. That's when it was they take over the Congo, and then they spread from there throughout other countries in Africa. So that's why the Portuguese had so much ports back then.
To signal our collective determination that never again will the African peoples allow themselves to be captured and sold into slavery as commodities in foreign unknown lands.
Yeah, we all know that will never happen again.
Wealth from whose enjoyment
we have learned.
They were largely excluded. It would provide a bridge for the reunification of the global African family, to construct a new future of progress and prosperity.
That's the president of Ghana, by the way.
And we'll also put the spotlight on Ghana's Pan-African credentials, showcasing Ghana's vision of bringing unity and dignity back to the process of social and economic development in Africa and in the African diaspora.
For some, Ghana is a destination where worries about safety and racism are non-existent. For others, Ghana is a place where expatriates feel they can effortlessly thrive while connecting with their ancestral roots.
Yeah, facts.
Ghana is the only African country which grants free residential permit to any Black person born outside Africa to live in the country as long as they want, through their right of abode law.
Stick up in. He already said it's strictly for Black descendants of Africa, but this is not a slight on any other race. Like, no matter the race, this isn't a slight on you, because this is just a going back home thing where you have to be you have to be a descendant of a Black person or a descendant of a slave. Even though you're born outside of Africa, like they just said the Caribbean diaspora, which includes all Caribbean islands and the Americas. That's what the president has said. So this initiative was issued in 2019. I just found this out. This is news to me, but this started in 2019. The Year of Return, they call it. The name of the initiative is, and a few Caribbean people already take advantages of this program, and I'm thinking about it myself. I think because I was planning to go to Senegal this year, but instead I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna go to Ghana and go check it out and see what it's all about. But it's so interesting. I wouldn't mind being a citizen of Ghana, personally, of Africa.
Upon living in Ghana for some few years, citizenship are automatically granted. Here are some of the statements of African Americans whose African citizenship were restored to them.
Now it's gonna turn up, oh. Oh yeah, now I
Can you imagine how happy these people are?
You know, I really want to get into a lot of things like real estate. I want to do, you know, business, a lot of business. I want to do
Africa.
stuff. I want to travel across West Africa. On my
finish.
new passport. Hey, Charlie, no more visa.
I'm so pleased to have finally received my citizenship today. The first visit to Ghana was in 1970 when I was a much younger person, and I've always felt at home here in Ghana. I now have a home here, and we built a house about 10 years ago, and we're spending time here and look forward to being productive.
Granting
These are citizens of who
and
got
actually, the way I'm
citizenship.
dressed now, I wanted to let the government of Ghana know how much we're appreciative of everything that you're doing for us. But 2 weeks ago, I was in school as an Koso Wahini and more so. So my new name is Nana Akwesi Dentra. And I just wanted to show that we love Ghana and that we are continuing to invest and engage in everything that we're doing.
Oh, I'm very excited. You know, it's a very, what should I say? Just an exciting day.
That
for
person
us.
sounds like
You
a
know,
Caribbean person.
Many of us have been waiting for this for a long time. Like me, I've been living in Ghana 20 years. I've been married to my husband 43 years. So, you know, the people, the country itself, and, you know, everybody here is so welcoming. That's the thing. It's a very pleasant place to live. The people are pleasant. The environment is pleasant. You know, and we feel free here.
I just want to come here to meet and greet and help my brothers and sisters, always. And I just happen to be Ghana. I'm glad I came to Ghana. It's a wonderful country. Such wonderful, warm people.
Excellent. I feel great. It's been a long time coming. I'm very happy. I feel fulfilled. And I feel like it's really a dream come true for me. My life is unfolding beautifully in Ghana. And I'm happy to finally get Ghana citizenship. It's a really big deal.
It is an honor for me, on behalf of His Excellency the President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, to welcome you all to this memorable occasion.
Of course, very memorable. I didn't even know this.
Brothers and
It's
sisters
interesting.
of the African American and Caribbean diaspora community
Caribbean diaspora.
as Ghanaians. Our art again.
Look at those buildings. You see
The
that?
Ministry
It's a
of
beautiful
Interior,
country.
after a
They don't
careful
show-
scrutiny,
Stick up in. You know, you see how beautiful that pictures are? Those look right there. You see, that's like a developed country, but yet they will spread this propaganda on the news that Africa is a poor country, is dirt, and no light, no running water. But that's all the same thing on news and on TV. They don't show, even in the movies, they're showing in the ghetto with the shacks and the zincs. You know, you don't see pictures like these on the news. This is surprising to me. I didn't even hear of this. It's look how beautiful Ghana is. Anyway, let's continue.
of the applications of 126 members of the diaspora community recommended the grant of Ghanaian citizenship by His Excellency the President to our brothers and sisters. He granted it, and therefore we are here today. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, following the illustrious tradition of our first president, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, George Padmore, and particularly that of Dr. Y.E.B. Du Bois, Pan-Africanism has remained both the cornerstone and the unique cliche of Ghana's foreign policy. This tradition, His Excellency the President, has rekindled and demonstrated by the establishment of the Diaspora Affairs Directorate under the office of the President.
This is shocking
He
to me.
wants them under him, under his eagle eyes. And
My next trip will be to
led
Ghana.
by Brother
Ghana, here I come.
The year of return program in 2019 was further to demonstrate government's commitment to this. In the related development, the beyond the return activities currently being pursued by the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture is a further step in the right direction. I am glad to state that you are our own people.
Yeah, naturally, because we are all descendants from Africa.
And make Ghana your preferred home. You are welcome and you are assured of our hospitality, Akwaba.
I think it is a spiritual healing for those who are receiving this citizenship.
Yeah.
As you know, some years ago, they were forced into migration when they didn't have any choice. And for those who went away to the plantation farms several years ago, even though it's about more than 400 years, those who have found the descendants who have found their way back to Ghana are looking for that spiritual healing, are looking for not just the citizenship that we have given them, by restoration. We are restoring.
I'm telling you, look at those overhead views of Ghana.
This kind is getting a citizenship.
Look at those, look at those buildings. You would never know you're in Africa.
Indian, to an American.
It's so developed, but they don't show us this.
British guy. This is a different sort of ceremony, which is why the Interior Ministry and the Diaspora Affairs Office finds it necessary to organize something special, and on occasion like this, give the citizenship back to them. So it is a restoration of the citizenship that they have lost so many years ago.
Yeah, technically, yeah. Okay, I think that's the end of it. But did you hear that, guys? You can be a citizen of Ghana. And remember, and don't forget, when you become a citizen of Ghana, you're a citizen of Africa. So that in turn means you don't need a visa to go to any other I'm talking about Caribbean. You mean you never need a visa to go to any other African countries? Because right now, even most people, you need visas and authorizations to go to different countries in Africa. Every country have a different requirement. But if you become a citizen of Ghana, then you don't need you have free reign to travel all over Africa. What's better than that? But originally, I was planning on going to Senegal later in the year as my first trip. I had two places in mind, Senegal or Egypt. But since I just saw this video and I do a review on it, I did some research, and I'm gonna go to Ghana. And then on that trip, I think when I'm going on that trip, I will do a documentary, and document it, and put it on my channel so you guys can see the process of going to Ghana. But later on in the year, for sure, Ghana, here I come. Boom, you don't know what it is. It's the Washington SXM podcast. Hope you learned something new today. You can be a citizen of Africa, people. Just get into it. And right now, Africa is prime for investment and business opportunities as well. You don't know. It's the Washington SXM podcast. I don't know. Peace, one love. Boom.